Before I'd like to begin, I just want to wish a fellow Bailey girl a very, very happy birthday. Okay. My name is Rayna Chandavarkar, and I am the daughter of 4 aunts, 3 grandmothers, and 1 mother. Sounds weird, I know. This particularly strange family dynamic is all thanks to my parents' divorce and an absent father at an extremely early age. Here's a little backstory. As a result of an absent father, I was raised by one of India's only matriarchal families. In my case, a matriarchy means a woman is the head of the household and the primary breadwinner. But this speech isn't about me being a child of divorce, but instead what I learned from the fiercely independent women who raised me, inspire me, and continue to shape me. We all imagine our firsts in love. What we choose to never imagine is our first real love lost. It could be the loss of a parent, a friend, or a significant other. One person who will really agree with this is my mom. Due to an extremely corrupt judicial system, along with her one big love, nearly everything else in her life crumbled around her after the divorce. She was left with a little kid, nowhere to live, depression, and lots of debt. She wore a hard face every day and was determined to be strong. She had to be my mother and my father. While she channeled all her energies into making sure she could still provide me with the life she always wanted me to have, she subconsciously wouldn't show a lot of emotion, was very strict, and we certainly didn't have a very huggy relationship, to say the least. As I grew up, our relationship strained more and more. Last year, things got so bad that I didn't speak to her or see her for almost 9 months. Now that I come to think of it, perhaps this was both our real loves lost. I was so hurt and bitter that I completely shut myself off from everyone and everything around me. I went on with things, but life just felt dull and gray. I guess it took me 9 months to realize how much glorious technicolor her subtle love has brought to my life. She not only taught me that it is the losing of love that makes us really know ourselves, but that loss also comes with great promise and endless possibilities to open your heart to new beginnings. She taught me how to accept loss and forgive, but also how to love again. My mom has found love once again, too, with a man who is truly good and kind to her. And as for us, we share a new, ever-evolving love that I know will last forever. Through the tumultuous volatility of my childhood, I only ever found solace at my grandmother, Stu's house. And it just so happens to be that Stu is the most dramatic person I have ever met in my entire life. Ever since I was born, she'd casually announce her impending death every now and then. We'd be having a normal conversation, and she'll just randomly be like, "Yeah, you'll miss me when I'm dead," or "I'll probably die tomorrow, so do what I say now." Now, I don't know if her mildly mortifying outlook on life is just a way to guilt trip her grandchildren, or if she truly believes that. But nonetheless, she really does live life every day like it's her last. Now, she's 72 years old, but possesses a vivacity as beautiful as it is unearthly, and she wields it like a sword. At this age, she continues to travel and explore the world with an open mind and heart, and grabs every moment she gets to tell everybody she loves just how much. And whenever she's mad, you'll know it because you'll definitely hear it. My grandmom loves her margaritas. And God forbid a margarita isn't made exactly how she likes it. She will keep sending it back until it's perfect. Now, margaritas aside, I totally get where she's coming from. I learned from her that life is way, way too short to settle for good enough. If things aren't what you want them to be, you need to be proactive and make that change. She taught me to be unafraid of showing people how you really feel, whether it may be love, happiness, or anger. She showed me the value of boldly just being me. I learned to never stop growing, yearning to know more, and keep exploring. And last, but definitely not the least, from my aunt, the curly-haired lady sitting in the back, I learned the power of resilience and embracing the unknown. Today, she's a successful businesswoman, a trailblazer in her field of work. But this wasn't always the case. Due to an alcoholic father, circumstance forced her to pull some of the weight financially with the family while balancing her education, and she was only 16. At that time, she was studying to be an Indian Foreign Services officer. However, an opportunity came up for her to make some much-needed money. Her first job, not to mention on a movie set. But before you think this was some glamorous acting gig, let me tell you, it wasn't. They wanted her to be a stunt double who would dive off a waterfall from a height of maybe 30 feet, simply because she used to be a swimmer and would have known how to dive. Back then, especially in India, safety precautions, quite frankly, weren't a thing. So of course she had a safety rope and they called it a day. Thankfully, luck was on her side and she made it out safe and even got 15,000 rupees, which is only about $280. The pay doesn't seem like much to us now, but back then, to her and her family, it was a huge deal. She left that day with luck, a paycheck, and also new direction. The entrepreneurial streak in her propelled her to take possibly the largest leaps of faith in her life. She decided to abandon the Indian Foreign Services idea because there were better ones on the horizon. And though things weren't totally clear, she decided to embrace that uncertainty. She worked for a little bit in the film industry and then started her own modeling agency, which today has evolved into one of the biggest entertainment management companies in India. There's an East African proverb that says, "He who has his treasure across the river will always have his trousers wet." I think this really resonates with my aunt's story, except in her case, it isn't a river, but a waterfall. She always says that nothing worth having comes easy. And sometimes you just gotta embrace that uncertainty and jump. I am still making those jumps slowly but surely. And my first real big jump brought me here to Appleby, where I've met some of the most dynamic, versatile, and multifaceted women who have impacted me forever. Some of whom I've met instantly and known that we'd be sisters forever, and others whom I didn't particularly like at first because I thought they were terrifying. But as I grew to know them, I realized that they weren't scary. They just had a unique authenticity that I had been a stranger to, and I grew to love them just the same. Some of these women taught me that it is okay to grow, and as a result, outgrow old friendships. Others showed me incredible patience when I distanced myself, allowing me the space to feel all that I needed to. Some of these women were my competition, who pushed me to do better, strive for more, be more, and achieve more. Some taught me how to be fearless, but they still selflessly stood up for me when they knew I couldn't. As I end this speech, I ask you all to recognize and appreciate the people who inspire you, make you who you are, let you grow, but also just let you be you, no judgment. They could be your mother, father, sibling, teacher, friend, or significant other, like I said before. Lastly, I urge you to take those leaps of faith because you never know what amazing things you'll see or what new, amazing, wonderful people you'll meet. Hopefully, you'll be as lucky as me to find people compassionate enough to cry with you after taking a terrible ACT test. People loving enough to support you from no matter where they are. And finally, people fierce enough to drive back through a Wendy's drive-thru just to fight for a correct order of a spicy chicken sandwich. Thank you all for being the most wonderful part of my day, and thank you for being a part of this crazy journey. Now please rise and sing hymn 656.